Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy, but with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
What does it mean to begin? Creation Story explores Native origin stories through powerful contemporary art, connecting past and present with every brushstroke in sculpture. Explore how identity, culture, and resilience are shaped through art. Creation Story, now at All My Relations Arts through July 26th. This exhibition invites you to the heart of the Ochate-Shikowin storytelling, where spiritual relatives guide the way. Open to all. Learn more at allmyrelationsarts.org. Experience the beginning. Experience Creation Story at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis.
Your heart beats for generations. Take care of it.
There's a lot that we can do to take care of ourselves. And so I think it's important to take the smaller steps and break it down into more manageable pieces, because the little steps leads to big changes.
Every beat of your heart tells a story of love, resilience, and hope. For Indigenous women, taking care of your heart means creating more moments with the ones you cherish. Let's protect that story. Learn more at hennepin.us/heart-beats.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune into Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Four Sisters Farmers Market is more than a place to shop for delicious organic food. It's a celebration of Indigenous culture, food sovereignty, and community. Now in its 11th season, the market offers healthy, affordable, culturally appropriate local foods every Thursday from 11 to 3. Located on the American Indian Cultural Corridor off Franklin Avenue, Four Sisters Farmers Market is a project of NACDI. Every Thursday now through October. Discover more about Four Sisters Farmers Market by visiting NACDI.org.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, clear with patchy fog and a low of 68, then Friday, sunshine with a high of 87. For more than 40 years, the Great Wall Restaurant has been serving up Szechuan and Mandarin favorites. The Great Wall is located just north of 50th in France on the Minneapolis-Edina City line. Check them out at greatwallrestaurant.us.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be Indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake. Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues. Hey, we have our friend Robert Liligren on, CEO of Native American Community Development Institute here in the Twin Cities in Minneapolis, and I'm just so grateful to have you on and talk about what's going on, but also I'd love to just talk about your organization, what's happening. I was just at the Four Sisters Farmers Market today, and just a great things, great vibe. Thank you so much for being on, Robert.
Yeah, bonjour, Robert, and to our millions of listeners as well. It's always great to be here. I appreciate the time. It was great seeing you at Four Sisters Farmers Market, connecting with you. I saw you were spending time in All My Relations Arts Gallery at the show and getting a tour from our docent there. And yeah, it's always a pleasure. Let me know how my sound is. I can put my AirPods in. I'm in the car. I'm at a family event, so I'm in the car.
You being on. Yeah, I appreciate you being on, and you sound good.
Okay, cool. Then I won't put my AirPods in. I've been getting complaints about them lately. I was in a meeting and spilled on them. not surprisingly. So they've been a little shaky lately.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, talk a little bit more about All My Relations, because I was blown away by the person in there explaining more. I went to the opening, but he was really, we always talk as Native people, and I always remember John Trudell always talking about we're from Earth and Sky, and he had
Right.
the 411 on that today.
Right. Travis brought the receipts.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Definitely.
Travis has been a docent throughout this show with the creation story, as you're talking about, and it's a traveling show about that references the Dakota Lakota creation story, right? And a number of Dakota Lakota artists participate. This is the final stop of this traveling show, and it's artists like Jada Gray Eagle, Kylie Wanati Thunderhawk, Michaela Patton, and others, and it's just fascinating. And the relative who is giving you the tour, our docent there, his name's Travis. He's just incredible, and it's kind of a new gig for him. And at the gallery, with all of the community activity and some of the unwelcome activity that goes on East Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis, the American Indian Cultural Corridor, it's important for us to have a real person presence in the gallery at all times. And we just found this great match. Travis has been done other things with Native American Community Development Institute, and Angela Two Stars, our Vice President of Arts and Culture and the gallery director, secured him, trained him up. He knows everything about the show, and he seems kind of like not the person you'd expect to be a docent in a gallery. He's very community based, feels very grassroots, but man, he is smart as a whip, and he does a great job giving tours like you were on today.
Yeah, that was amazing, Robert. And also, I want to give a quick shout out to the mini art wall. I was sitting there talking to Rachel Thunder and her people, and I was going, "How long has this been up?"
Right. So the mini art wall is sort of a pop-up gallery that All My Relations Arts curates within the Powwow Grounds Coffee Shop. And if you've been to Minneapolis and been in the Native community, I think there's a very good chance you've been to Powwow Grounds Coffee Shop in our building. It's really right off the gallery. And so years ago, we dedicated this wall to emerging artists and to make it more accessible to emerging Native artists. And so we call it the Mini, MNI, Mini Art Wall. And it supports local emerging artists. And currently, there are paintings by an artist named Carrie Bunker, a White Earth sister, and like me, a White Earth and Scandinavian mixed heritage. And I love her art. It's influenced by her indigenous and her Scandinavian heritages. And it's about stories, myths, and so it just gives an opportunity. And it's not uncommon for an artist who shows on the mini art wall to then later show within the larger gallery, but it's a little more accessible. An amazing, I think 2 of her paintings have sold so far. So it's an amazing entrepreneurial opportunity for Native artists as well.
Yeah, that I was like totally blown away, and just the different kind of fabrics and things that she painted on. It was just amazing. Just a great vibe. And again, the Four Sisters Market, go in and get a cup of coffee at the at the powwow grounds, or stop by the powwow grounds was there. Their food truck was there today, and that's
Fry Bread Factory.
Yeah, definitely. And there's so much to do, and stop by, please. And again, what a beautiful art all around the building.
I love it. It's such a great environment to work in. And if folks want to see Creation Story, it's closing this weekend, I think, right? Yeah. And so you got July 26th, it closes. So if you want to see it, it's so worth seeing. It's beautiful. And then after that will be a artist named Michaela Schaefer, and her show is entitled Matrilineal Memory. And so super excited to see that as well. But the gallery will be dark for pretty much the month of August.
Well, we were talking today too that the late great Jim Demoney, help me with his name.
Denomey.
Thank you. Has an exhibit, and he is. I love his art too, and maybe we can talk a little bit about that. And
sure, love to.
The scholarship that you guys help with.
Yeah, so Jim Denomey, renowned Native artist. His works are hilarious. They're often large scale. They comment on colonial history, and they use a lot of humor to do that. And if you've seen a Jim Denomey painting, you're going to recognize Jim Denomey paintings every time you see one. And so he has a big show, and it's a fundraiser, and it's coming up at the Baesler Gallery here in Minneapolis, and that is on July 26th from 12 noon to 5 p.m. at the Baesler Gallery, Bockley. But Jim Denomey passed a few years ago, and such a loss. He was very young, and it was a huge loss to the community. But his wife, and now widow, has launched this scholarship for to remember him. It's the Jim Denomey Memorial Scholarship, and NACDI and All My Relations Arts houses that scholarship, and we're just on the verge of announcing the third recipient of the scholarship, and it really involves Jim's wife, Diane Wilson, a renowned author, books like Spirit Car and others. She helps mentor this, his family, and then NACDI houses it. We're just next week, we'll announce the third recipient of the Jim Denomey Memorial Scholarship.
Well, there you go. There's a lot going on. Robert, I know that you're doing me a huge favor because you're outside your family's in there partying without you. You hold on for one more segment. I got a few things I want to talk to you about what's happening nationally. And I don't know if you saw this, but Governor Evers is not running again.
I know. I'm sad.
All right. Yeah, I'm really sad. He's been really great. And we have the weekly update with him, too. So, hey, we're here with Robert Liligren, Native American Community Development Institute, NACDI. Did you like that? NACDI.
Very good. Very good.
One in a row. Hey, we'll be right back. Oh.
What does it mean to begin? Creation Story explores Native origin stories through powerful contemporary art, connecting past and present with every brushstroke in sculpture. Explore how identity, culture, and resilience are shaped through art. Creation Story, now at All My Relations Arts through July 26th. This exhibition invites you to the heart of the Ochate-Shikowin storytelling, where spiritual relatives guide the way. Open to all. Learn more at allmyrelationsarts.org. Experience the beginning. Experience Creation Story at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis. The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Your heart beats for generations.
Your heart is so many things. It beats all the time, and it works very hard to keep you moving through your day, keeping your thoughts clear. It's the most important organ in your body.
Every beat of your heart tells a story of love, resilience, and hope. Taking care of your heart means creating more moments with the ones you cherish. Learn more at hennepin.us/heart-beats. That's hennepin.us/heart-beats.
Four Sisters Farmers Market is more than a place to shop for delicious organic food. It's a celebration of Indigenous culture, food sovereignty, and community. Now in its 11th season, the market offers healthy, affordable, culturally appropriate local foods every Thursday from 11 to 3. Located on the American Indian Cultural Corridor off Franklin Avenue, Four Sisters Farmers Market is a project of NACDI. Every Thursday now through October, discover more about Four Sisters Farmers Market by visiting NACDI.org.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, we're back, everybody, with Robert Liligren of Native American Community Development Institute, and I am Robert Pilot, your host. Hey, Robert, sad news coming out of Wisconsin. Really, Governor Evers has been a stopgap to a lot of bad bills over the years, and his former teacher. I guess it's hard to run 3 times in a row for governor. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to run for office at all. As a former elected official, I understand that. Your next guest, Ruth Buffalo, as well, a former elected official. It's hard, but it's sad to see Evers go. He has been a great ally, from what I can see, to the Native community, and now we'll have to see who is going to replace him, and hopefully a really good Democratic candidate will run, and we can elect a progressive to that office. It's important.
Yeah, very important, and especially what's going on nationally. I don't know if you remember this, but he did something kind of slick where he outsmarted the Republicans, meaning Governor Evers, and it had to do with being able to feed the kids forever or something like that. He had some verbiage in there that the Republicans didn't read, and it pulled the wool over.
I remember that. If I'm not mistaken, and I could be here, please don't consider me a source, but in Wisconsin, I think the governor has line item veto power, if I'm not mistaken. And there was this lovely line that included feeding school children, and it literally said something like in perpetuity or something like that. And that did sneak through, and I don't think anyone kind of noticed that. But yeah, that was amazing. I remember when that happened a few years back. It was like, good going, Governor.
Right on. Yeah, definitely. And then we have a governor, too, that may be running again for the 3rd time here. And, I have my ups and downs, but generally speaking, I really like Governor Walz. And geez, he's been on the show. And, politics is a hard game, as you know, and here I am, a former legislator of my nation too, and kind of like this was a rough sleigh to ride.
Right, we're in kind of a rough patch, right? And Governor Tim Walz was the vice presidential candidate with Senator Kamala Harris, and did a great job. And he has to make a decision. Is he going to run in 2026 or not? He announced that he's not making a decision until after the Minnesota State Fair, which runs the 2 weeks up to Labor Day being the final day. And I think that's fair to not pull attention away, but we got to know, right? And his lieutenant governor is, of course, our white Earth sister, Peggy Flanagan, who's the ranking Native executive elected in the country, right? And she has declared that she's running to fill what will be a vacant U.S. Senate seat in Minnesota as our great ally Tina Smith retires next year. So we're very supportive, or I'm very supportive of Peggy Flanagan's senatorial campaign, and then we'll have to see where Governor Walz goes next year.
Yeah,
I'd vote for him again.
Yeah, definitely, I would too. And again, I'd love to vote for Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan for the Senate. So that would be great. And I have politicians on, like State Senator Mary Kunesh. We talk about representation and how important that is. And that as a former city council member, that you're there educating people too, along with trying to get good bills passed.
I love that you say that, and there's some activity going on, and maybe, I don't know what you're talking about with Ruth Buffalo, but she's been really helping to lead the charge about increasing public safety in the Native community in Minneapolis, and it's kind of bad right now, right? And so we banded together. The women leadership in the community are really driving this conversation. Ruth is right there, and I really appreciate it, but we're getting a lot more mainstream media attention now, and which is good, but it's that education piece, right? And these media, these reporters and stuff as you explain to them, what the community is doing, this community infrastructure we have in place to best serve our relatives here, they're like amazed. They just don't know that all this is going on. And so it's important for us, and you help so much with this, Robert, to lift up our narrative so we're the ones telling our story, steering our narrative.
Yeah, and geez, we have to, and a lot of good bills have been passed because of we have representation, and having this radio show. This is a very unique radio show. I don't think there's anyone that's on 5 days a week across the country
Love it.
Talking Native issues.
I love it, and I don't know if you have any comment on threat to community radio, public radio, that is now coming out of Congress, but to that and to this telling our story piece, and I'm involved in a number of community initiatives. A big one around how do we best serve and care for our relatives who are living without shelter and who are living in substance abuse, and specifically opioid use, and how we tell that story outward, right? And Ruth Buffalo, who will be on this show today, is an integral part of that work as well. But it's the broader community doesn't understand sort of the assets we have here, in our community. Culture is treatment, culture is health, this spiritual connection that just isn't really happening. And so how do we steer the resources available to support our relatives and how they want to be best served? And it's a big deal change in the public narrative, and you can feel it happening here. There's some traction in making progress here. Again, Ruth Buffalo is a big part of that, but there's something special happening here right now.
Well, what's interesting too, you mentioned a little bit about what's happening to NPR, and we do a show once a month called Little Moments Count, and that's supported by NPR. And our relatives with native radio stations are going to be really, really affected by these cuts.
Right. I was reading some of the stories about this, and the tribal radio stations, which are amazing. I listen to them online as often as I can, and they rely a lot on the federal support to public broadcasting, and so they're sort of, I'm making up these numbers, but it's like 40 to 60% of these reservation-based radio stations is from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. And then you read the dollar amounts, in the grand scheme of things, it's very small. It's a few $100,000 here and there that makes such a difference to our cultural and community radio stations. To the federal government, they could care less.
Yeah. Well, we got to keep talking about it like we have. I just feel like there's a lot going on nationally, and there's so much weirdness coming out of the White House, whether it's Obama or Rosie O'Donnell or whatever.
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
I saw this quote from a GOP congressman that said something like, "We need to stop talking about Epstein. That was 6 years ago. Let's talk about how Obama stole the 2016 election." It's like, really? Well, that was 9 years ago. So yeah. It's like,
well, if he stole it, he stole it for Trump. Didn't Trump win in 2016?
Right, or how he intervened or interfered. But also, just going back to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting topic, and doesn't Ampers Media distributes your show, right? I'm awake quite broadly, and that's heavily supported by federal funds. So I don't know what it's going to do to you and your listeners.
That's quite a few stations out there in Minnesota that are definitely going to be affected. So it'll be interesting. We're in the upside down world. I know we talk about that a lot of time, but there's also what I like when you're on, Robert, is we talk about a lot of good things too that the community's doing, and that we are the resistance experts. I always love when you say that.
You've coined that phrase. Well, and one of the things we talked about this face to face today, but another very cool thing that has come out is a hard copy version of a community resource directory. And NACDI's taken the lead on behalf of the community in creating this. It's also online at NACDI's website, and it's a broad resource directory. For some reason, Robert, I think you might have been left off. Bad us, but in the next printing, this is Jonathan Thunder artwork for those who are watching with video. And NACDI did a community directory maybe 10, 12 years ago, and people just loved it. And they still come into our office today looking for copies. And so this just came in hot off the press, but it really shows what abundance of assets we have here in our community, and just the way I am personally and the way that Native American Community Development Institute does our work, we're asset based, right? And in these dark times, you know, I'm determined to keep the joy in my heart and the positivity in my outlook.
Wow, what a great way to end it. Thank you so much, Robert, for stopping in and staying for an extra segment. I really appreciate you and the work Native American Community Development does.
All right, Gigawabaman.
Right on. Hey, up next, Ruth Anna Buffalo. We'll be right back. Native Roots Radio.
Your heart beats for generations. Take care of it.
There's a lot that we can do to take care of ourselves. And so I think it's important to take the smaller steps and break it down into more manageable pieces, because the little steps leads to big changes.
Every beat of your heart tells a story of love, resilience, and hope. For Indigenous women, taking care of your heart means creating more moments with the ones you cherish. Let's protect that story. Learn more at hennepin.us/heart-beats.
Food, music, family. Discover the Slavic experience. Saturday, August 2nd and Sunday, August 3rd at The Rock in St. Louis Park. Polish music from Polka King, Ukrainian band Yev, gypsy music, a donut eating contest, fashion show. Whether you're a Slavic immigrant, have roots in one of the 14 Slavic nations, or simply want to experience Slavic culture, don't miss Slavic Experience, August 2nd and 3rd at The Rock in St. Louis Park. For more information, slavicexperience.com.
July is the annual store-wide sale at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces. Come see our diverse selection of wood, gas, or electric fireplace products for indoor and outdoor living. And right now, Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces can assure you the best price of the season on every product in the store. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces help you choose and experience the joy of sitting by a fire.
Summer is a great time to install your fireplace. You can find your perfect fireplace and have it installed and ready before the cold weather hits again. If you already have a wood fireplace, consider a fireplace insert. Come and see the entire selection at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces on East Franklin and Riverside in Minneapolis. They will create a fireplace that works for you. Efficient, clean burning, and environmentally smart.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, since 1977, out of the ordinary products and services to make fire work for you.
What does it mean to begin? Creation Story explores Native origin stories through powerful contemporary art, connecting past and present with every brushstroke in sculpture. Explore how identity, culture, and resilience are shaped through art. Creation Story, now at All My Relations Arts through July 23rd. This exhibition invites you to the heart of the Ochate Shikoan storytelling, where spiritual relatives guide the way. Open to all. Learn more at allmyrelationsarts.org. Experience Creation Story at All My Relations Arts. The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Greg Bakken here. Like you, I love good, fresh, delicious food. So I want to tell you about this treasure in Roseville called MIWRC's Real Roast Beef. MIWRC's has the best roast beef sandwiches I've ever had. Made fresh every order. Add fries or onion rings dropped in the fryer when ordered, and you have a winning combination. Maverick's Real Roast Beef has a lot more than roast beef, so check out their website, mavericksbeef.com, or check out their restaurant on Lexington in Roseville.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, clear with patchy fog and a low of 68, then Friday, sunshine with a high of 87. For more than 40 years, the Great Wall Restaurant has been serving up Szechuan and Mandarin favorites. The Great Wall is located just north of 50th in France on the Minneapolis-Edina City line. Check them out at greatwallrestaurant.us. ATNF AM 950, St. Louis Park, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Hi, this is Governor Walz. Thank you for listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Native Roots Radio. Hey, we have our friend Ruth Anna Buffalo on with Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center, and she has a guest on too, so that's awesome. I want to introduce Corey in a second, but first, Ruth Anna, I think I want to congratulate you with your partnership with Red Lake that just came about. Welcome.
Yes, thank you, Dosha and Matsugadads. Yeah, we're pretty excited about the partnership and looking forward to serving more client relatives and through behavioral health and mental health services.
That's awesome. And I don't know if you listened to the show at all before you came on, but Robert Liligren had so much great things to say about you. So it's a good shout out. Is air conditioning not working there?
Not really in my office. Well, I had a crazy thing happen to me, like from probably 5 to 10 minutes to the top of the hour. So I've been outside in the back parking lot, kind of wrestling with these fences in a way. So it's like Tetris, but not like Tetris. And so, yeah, I got my exercise in for sure. I kept watching the clock, but.
I thought you were going to be saying that you were playing a little basketball out there, getting that new basketball court.
No, but hopefully go to a lake maybe after this. So
sounds great. Hey, Ruth Anna, do you want to introduce Corey and talk and have a little conversation about what Corey does? This is really exciting that you have a guest on today.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so we're happy and proud to have Corey Baesler on the MIWRC team, but also joining us here on Native Roots Radio. So I'm going to turn it over to Corey, and he can share about what you do at MIWRC and some of the exciting things coming up.
Hi, yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. My name is Corey Baesler, and I am the housing manager at Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center. And right now is a really exciting time for us at MIWRC for our housing, because we are just a month away from opening our new apartments, our permanent supportive housing units that will be on floors 3 and 4 of our building here in South Minneapolis. There will be 24 units in total, and 20 of them will be designed to house our unhoused relatives who are high priority homeless, and then 4 will be for our relatives with disabilities.
That's amazing. And Ruth Anna, we've been talking about this for a while, and it's great to see this come to fruition, Corey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's been a couple years in the making, even before my or Ruth's time here at MIWRC. So it's really exciting to know just like how many people have worked on this before us, and the fact that it's almost open and we get to see the opening and welcome the relatives who will be living there is very rewarding and extremely exciting.
Yeah, I agree. It's super exciting. And would you mind sharing a little bit about the numbers, like kind of like the shift too from years prior, and how many units we used to have and then how many units we will have?
Yeah, of course. So in the past, we used to have, I believe it was 14 units for families. And we've had those stretching back to the 90s. We've had lots of really great conversations with relatives who grew up there, were born there. And we've now shifted our focus to housing our unhoused relatives, our single adults, to help meet the needs of those community members who are often go unserved because they are not in a household.
Yes, for sure. It's super exciting, and we're proud to be sort of embarking on this new endeavor of like supportive housing services. And yeah, I think we have a really good team here at MIWRC, and it's continuing to expand, but we have a lot of strong comprehensive services in-house, and we're just super excited about the new partnership with Red Lake. So yeah, it's just an exciting time for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome, and I just love hearing more and more about the organization. Ruth and Corey been around for over 40 years, and I want to, if you can, Ruth, real quick, I want to get your address out there and how people can donate, because you guys have been boots on the ground for 40 years, and it's just amazing what you do for the community.
Sure, thank you. We're definitely proud to continue pushing the efforts forward, and super thankful for the founders, who came together thinking 7 generations ahead. So we all have a responsibility to do our part. But we are located at 2300 15th Avenue South in the East Phillips neighborhood, Ventura Village. And you can always donate on our website online. miwrc.org/donate, or even just when you go to our website, you'll see a big red donation button. So feel free to donate anytime.
That's awesome. And Corey, so how has it been working? You said you're fairly new. How has it been working with these great people? And Ruth brings people on every once in a while, and you guys are boots on the ground. And I just feel a positive vibe coming through the airs from you guys that are working so hard for the community.
Absolutely, yeah. So I am a little new, not super new. I am coming up on my 2-year anniversary, which will be kind of coinciding right when the apartments open, which is super exciting. But yeah, we have a really passionate, dedicated, and energetic team here at MIWRC. Ruth has brought in a lot of really wonderful people, and there's been a lot of people who have been here for a while, who are really wonderful, do really great work. And yeah, I'm excited for the work that we're going to keep doing, especially with the apartments. We'll be hiring a case manager and a tenant services coordinator, and we'll be offering services to our tenants. We'll be hosting gatherings and events, lots of fun stuff.
So Corey and Ruth, there's going to be a grand opening, right? And a cakewalk, possibly, I hear. Oh, wow.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, definitely. It sounds like it's backed by popular demand. I know we had a groundbreaking ceremony and gathering this past October, and we will be having a grand opening and a little celebration, and that'll be to be announced. We're still trying to work out the set a date, but we know for sure that we will have 6 tenant units filled by the end of August, or by August 22nd. So things are moving pretty quickly, and we're just excited to be, serving the community in this way, and hope to continue offering support.
Yeah, Corey, these are apartments that are furnished, correct? And that's another good reason why people should be donating.
Absolutely, yeah. They will be at least partially furnished. We're working on getting like a little love seat and tables and chairs. I think we already have those ordered, as well as a bed frame. And then we're looking to partner with an organization to provide mattresses, as well as just other essentials, sheets, bedding, pots and pans, stuff like that, as well as cleaning supplies.
I don't remember Ruth Anna or Corey, but when did this initiative start, that you were transitioning these rooms into single? When did this start?
It's a really good question. I don't know for sure off the top of my head, but I know that it goes at least back to like 2019. So it's at least 5-6 years in the making.
Like the planning process? Yeah, for sure. The planning process, like the conversations and the demo or like the demolition of the top 2 floors started mid-November, so not long after the groundbreaking. And it's been exciting to watch the process from having the entire floor completely like gutted and open, like a open warehouse, and now I was just up there today, and it's coming along really good. There's like wood laminate floors, and the cabinets and the kitchenettes are in there, and it's just nice big windows, so lots of natural light.
Wow, that's exciting. And how do people apply to get in, or is there a waiting list? How does that work, Corey?
Yeah, so the majority of our units, 20 of them, will be filled through coordinated entry referrals. So if anyone is interested and is experiencing chronic homelessness, I encourage them to get a coordinated entry assessment done. There's lots of community organizations in Hennepin County where you can get those done. We have a few that come in on Tuesdays during our Resource Connect. So you can just come to MIWRC on Tuesdays and we can get you an assessment. And if you're going to do one, or if you've already done one, just let your assessor know that you're interested in the MIWC apartments, and they'll add that as a note to your application. And then we also have the 4 people with disability units will be through in-house referrals, and we have an interested parties list. And if you are interested in being put on that list, you can contact MIWRC. You can send me an email at cbaesler@miwrc.org. You can also call our offices, 612-728-2000, or my work cell phone, which is 612-978-9031.
Wow, Ruth, just amazing things happening. Maybe next segment, you and I can talk about the other things that are happening at Minnesota Indians Resource Center. Corey, this information and you working for the community warms our heart. Just listening to the passion and the things that you're doing for the community, and it's so important. And I just love being able to amplify Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center's work and yours, Corey, and Ruth Anna's.
Thank you, Robert. I really appreciate the kind words. Yeah, there's a lot of really great work, really passionate people at MIWRC. So yeah, come visit us, come join our programs, our healing ceremonies, community events, and yeah, hope to have some of y'all living with us soon.
Right on. Hey, Ruth, we're going to let Corey go, and then you and I, in the last segment, can talk about all the great things that you guys do there. Corey, great job. Thank you so much for coming on Native Roots Radio, and we're going to take a quick break here.
Miigwech, thank you for having me.
Right on. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be back with Ruth Anna Buffalo, Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center, and we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us. Ho-ah. Four Sisters Farmers Market is more than a place to shop for delicious organic food. It's a celebration of Indigenous culture, food sovereignty, and community. Now in its 11th season, the market offers healthy, affordable, culturally appropriate local foods every Thursday from 11 to 3. Located on the American Indian Cultural Corridor off Franklin Avenue, Four Sisters Farmers Market is a project of NACDI. Every Thursday now through October, discover more about Four Sisters Farmers Market by visiting NACDI.org.
Your heart beats for generations.
Your heart is so many things. It beats all the time, and it works very hard to keep you moving through your day, keeping your thoughts clear. It's the most important organ in your body.
Every beat of your heart tells a story of love, resilience, and hope. Taking care of your heart means creating more moments with the ones you cherish. Learn more at hennepin.us/heart-beats. That's hennepin.us/heart-beats.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis Air on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950. What does it mean to begin? Creation Story explores Native origin stories through powerful contemporary art, connecting past and present with every brushstroke in sculpture. Explore how identity, culture, and resilience are shaped through art. Creation Story, now at All My Relations Arts through July 26th. This exhibition invites you to the heart of the Ochate Shikoin storytelling, where spiritual relatives guide the way. Open to all. Learn more at allmyrelationsarts.org. Experience the beginning. Experience Creation Story at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis.
Hi, this is Representative Sharice Davids from Kansas. I'm Ho Chunk, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Native Roots Radio, and we are with our friend Ruth Anna Buffalo here of Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center. Ruth, are you cooling down a little bit now?
Yeah, I am.
It's so awesome when you bring people on that work for the organization Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center and all the great work that's done. I've had a chance to come down and see you guys in working, and it's just amazing what you do for the community and what the organization's been doing for the past 40 years.
Yeah, I'm super proud and thankful to be a part of the organization, and there's so many good things happening under the MIWRC's roof. You know, the building. It's neat to see and hear like the youth practicing on the north side with through Indigenous Peoples Task Force. They have their theater, their youth group that does theater and plays on current events and pressing issues too. So that was cool to see today. And then we had a meeting hosted by Hennepin County here for people with lived experience, a subcommittee. And so, yeah, it's nice to kind of have the hustle and bustle underneath the roof. And we also open our doors for wakes and funerals too for the community. And then we still offer our meal program Monday, Thursday, Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then, as Corey mentioned, every Tuesday we have our Resource Connect, breakfast and lunch, and service providers on site from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
That's awesome. And then you have other things too that you do ceremony in the community. What else you got going on this week and the next week or so?
Let's see, in the next few weeks, we will be having the cedar ceremony. So MIWRC provides the space and NAC coordinates. So in partnership, the cedar ceremony is always the first Thursday of every month. And then we have on July 30th, we have a Kids Night Out event with educational workshop, all with cultural teachings. And so, yeah, we're looking forward to some of the events. We just had our summer market and planning for the fall market. So every quarter we host a market and open houses in May, and that's when we have that cakewalk. But yeah, we're getting ready for the fall. There's some back to school events on the calendar. I believe it's August 20th is a back to school event, and also in conjunction with eye exams. And we're also going to have a special guest barber who will be giving free haircuts to school-aged children, I believe up to 6th grade, basic haircuts.
Nice. What don't you guys do? That's amazing. And I can just think of all the things that you house there too, and just the beautiful things that happen there. So Ruth Anna, how have you been doing? It's been hot here. I've been out of town here for the last week, and it's going to get hot again. How are you holding up, and how is our unsheltered relatives holding up?
Oh gosh, I'm doing okay. I'm doing good. Been working a lot. Past couple of weeks, I've been home alone. The family is in different directions, basketball, and then home out in the country, boating, fishing, swimming, and stuff, camping out. The kids are, and so yeah, it's going good. Just spending a lot of time with the fur babies, and working, but also focusing on how we can meet the needs of the community better, including and especially like our unsheltered relatives. So we are trying to help, find solutions to make sure that everybody is safe and protected, and getting connected to resources and services like treatment, mental health, and housing. So we're hoping to continue to bridge that gap, from within our reach or from where we're at, and meeting people where they're at, through like the meal program and the different programming that we offer in-house.
That's awesome. Meeting people where they're at. That's just a beautiful saying. It was kind of frightening what you said about school coming up here soon. I'm a former high school teacher, and it's just like, oh no, what? But it is right around the corner.
It is. Our twins, they will be in the 5th grade. They just turned 11 yesterday. So it's moving fast for sure.
Wow. Yeah. And my twin grandbabies are going to be a year old in August. I can't even believe it.
Awesome. Oh, congratulations.
And they're starting to walk. So it's going to be kind of frightening over here at the pilot mansion.
Yeah, right. That's a transition for sure, where you're going to keep you young for sure.
Yeah. At least my shoulder's in shape because, I don't know. I told you, Silas, he's 26 pounds and he's really long and tall and heavy.
Oh, just cute. Maybe football player, basketball player.
Oh, we're hoping I'm hoping and praying for a Major League Baseball player. His uncle.
That's right.
His uncle played 12 years in the majors, so he's pretty tall too. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping he's left-handed too, so he can really throw that left-handed pitch in there. Wow.
Right. You're gonna have to get a little ball and start playing catch if you haven't already, I suppose.
Oh, we have. The problem is he loves the football, but he also likes to chew on it with his new teeth. So we had to out of there. But you know how it is, Ruth Anna.
Yep, for sure. Yes.
Yeah. Well, what else is going on out there? And before you answer that, let's give the address again and the email and how people can support your organization and find out more information.
Sure. Yep. We're at MIWRC.org. We are located at 2300 15th Avenue South, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55404. You can also email us at info@miwrc.org.
One thing I don't think I've ever really asked you this, or it's been quite a few years that I've asked you this, but what's your name? And what language? And maybe you can do a name of the day for our listening audience out there.
Sure. My name, like my traditional name.
Your real name, your traditional.
My real name.
Not your colonized name. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so my Indian name or my Hidatsa name is I carry my late grandmother Ruth's English name and her Hidatsa name, and so it's Mia Adesh, which means woman, like woman appears. It's a spiritual translation of appears. I like to think appears out of nowhere. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, my dad was in town this past summer, and he was joking and teasing with Gil, the girl twin, and he was saying, "I'm gonna give you a new Indian name. It's gonna be Tornado." Like he was teasing her because she's got lots of energy, and she was like, "I already have one." And he said, "Oh, what is it?" And then she said it, and he said, "Well, how do you say it in Hidatsa?" And then she said it too. So I was like, "Oh, so cool!" And then the boy twin, the same thing. So it was pretty proud moment.
That is a proud moment. In our tradition in Ho-Chunk, we have to know our native name because when we pass on, our relatives will call us, and we have to know our name. So it's a spiritual thing. We have fun with it, but it's also very important to us.
Yes, for sure. I remember I have someone took a photo of when we were doing the giveaway after the ceremony. But because it was a name transfer, it had to be done in public and stuff. So it was held at the old powwow grounds, or the old arena, across from, so kind of north of Four Bears Casino. And that's now just kind of like an open area where they have a lot of sand and dirt for transporting things. But yeah, it was a cool moment because that was like one of the old original powwow arenas or arbors back home, where it was where my name transfer took place.
Wow, great. Hey, Ruth Anna Buffalo, thank you so much for coming in and giving us this great positive information about your organization. And really, really appreciate you coming on and sharing. And it was great to have Corey on too.
Yes, mods and odds. Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll see you soon. Thanks a lot. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio. If you're listening to this show, you are part of the resistance. From Chief Plenty Coops, the ground in which you stand on, it's sacred ground. We'll see you tomorrow.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native